Hey you guys, this is Tired Goth, and you are reading Malware with me. So you guys, this episode is going to be about the A311 death malware builder, pretty much. For those of you who do not know this about me, I don't like or appreciate Nazis or Nazi hackers whatsoever. So I figured why not, address the issue by picking apart their software so that you know what to defend yourself with. So, this is the continuation of the intro, and without further ado, let's get into this. So this is just a picture of the actual software, right? I didn't actually deploy the software. I didn't actually start running it at all. I don't have a virtual machine active for this, so this is actually what I'm going to be doing to assure that you get an idea of what it is that we're actually looking at with this software. So this software, unfortunately representing the Nazi swastika here and the tool behind it, purported sword of truth, I believe not, but okay. What it's actually doing is presenting you an input field on this specific window, represented by the Connect tab. Now keep in mind, we have like several other tabs in this particular section here that are actually going to allow a person who opens up this software to access different control panels and different process and analysis tabs to assure that they have what they feel is full control over the software that they're using in order to control someone else's machine with it. That is inherently what this tool is built to do as a builder that deploys software that is meant to damage other people's machines, and it is super damaging. But what we have here is an IP address input field, a port input field, a connection button that allows a person to connect to an IP address that isn't theirs to deploy malicious software or malware, and then we have a password authenticator. The password authenticator can actually have a password stolen through another application called Hydra, and then once that application gets the password, it can then use it to authenticate as the user, even though they are not the user, the owner, or the device owner of anything. So that's account ownership, that's device ownership, that is basic authentication that proves who you are being stolen and then used this way with this input field in this particular application called A311 death, right? But what we also have here, even on the first tab that we're just looking at one tab to assess the threat here, this is the port scanner section underneath the connection to the server section, where an authentication would be necessary in order to connect to a server to begin deploying these malicious tools. You also have the port scanner and an IP range that you would need to access. So you have the IP range that is anywhere between 11111 or 1.1.1.1.1 if you're working in octets, or you could also type in an IP6 range if you're feeling especially insane. And you would then type in ports from there that you would be attacking. Now, this is for a red team stance. Now, what do we do if we're on the blue team? What do we do if we want to defend ourselves from these types of attacks, right? What we would want to do to assess the threat is to look at how a device would be attacked and where it would be attacked, what would be attacked. So it's attacking what? The IP address, ports, and the passwords that would be needed to authenticate who you are to prove that you are you and that the attacker is not you. If the attacker can pretend that they're you, that is an attack in and of itself that will deploy data that is corrupt to further corrupt your machine. And when I say corrupt, I mean deploy remote shells where they can watch everything that's on your screen. They can watch what your interactions are with your own applications or programs. They can watch your text messages. They can watch what your outgoing requests to the internet would be via packet sniffing and deep packet inspection. There's a lot that can go on if another person can authenticate as you. So this is what makes this tool so dangerous, and this is what makes this tool, in the hacker's eyes, purportedly elite as a tool to for discovery. Let's put it that way, a tool for discovery. So in addition to this, what you can also do to protect yourself via firewall is take the ports in lists, and you could go to like whatismyip.com and look for server information and attackable ports, or ports that are commonly attacked, to start there in your research as to how you can then protect your information from getting attacked. And then from this point, you can also look up your own IP address to see what it is that broadcasts your information. I want to focus on how broadcasted information, like your Bluetooth address when it's being detected, your IP address or your router information, like the name of your IP network or your internet network as it's being discovered. This stuff is what allows attackers to find you very easily if they're doing open public scans. If your networks are all set to hidden, then you don't have a problem. And so with respect to how, you would be integrating your own knowledge of what you're doing, you would basically be taking whatever you learn about your own ports, your IP addresses, and everything that's important to you, and writing in eventually, your own parameters that you would like to be set for your own stuff, and then you wouldn't have to worry about anything else. So this is Tired God signing off. I really hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope it was a little more in depth than the other one. I've had some recording flubs recently, so it's just really awesome that I can still, put something together and kind of make up for that one flub and, create something cooler. So I'm so grateful for you tuning in. If you're new here, thank you so much for tuning in and for, showing some general dislike for Nazis with me. And if you are not new and you've been tuning in for a while, I just want to say thank you so much for still being here and for showing your support to me. So I hope this was fun for you. I plan on dropping more content within a very short amount of time, so just stay tuned. Sorry for not being here all of last week, and I'm super, super looking forward to making new content. So I'll catch you guys later. Love you. Mwah. Bye.